I was wondering, and Bob Nightingale said this to us, 6 weeks ago? He said, no, it's a done deal. He's going to Philadelphia. I got the feeling Scott Boras, Bryce Harper's agent, got the deal, or at least got a number that he could go and shop around. And he's been shopping for quite some time, but he's coming back to what would be maybe close to the original deal. What do you think of that thought process?
I do think there's a little bit of truth to that. Listen, we knew where the market started when the Nationals made that offer at the end of the season, $300 over 10 years, right? I mean, there was a lot of deferred money in that, so it wasn't a true $300 in present-day value. But you got a sense of where it was going to go. I always thought the idea someone was going to sign him for a short-term contract for a high AAV was ludicrous. Bryce and Scott Boras basically have really scheduled this since the time he was 16 years old in terms of hitting free agency at 26, right? And I do think there's a little bit of Philly bidding against itself, a little bit of that J.D. Martinez in Boston last year. And getting it to camp is really the soft deadline to get it finally done. I think what's happening here is Scott wants to make sure he gets this above the $325 that Stanton got from the Marlins. That's the largest contract ever given out in baseball history. I'm sure he'd love to break that. I'm not sure if Philadelphia is going to get there, but there does come a point where you say, hey, 310 or 315, it's not too bad. Let's get camp.
If you were the commissioner and you could place Bryce Harper in a place for the good of the game, where would you place him?
I would put him in L.A. or New York, Dodgers or the Yankees. I mean, I just saw something where he was rated. There was a sport marketing company. It rated him the 13th most marketable athlete in the world. Aaron Judge was the only baseball player ahead of him on that list. And there is something about Bryce Harper, I think, that's appealing no matter what market he plays in, but why not maximize that kind of exposure? I mean, Dan, you know it's rare that you get a baseball player like Bryce who can walk down the street of virtually any city in this country and people know who he is. I think Aaron Judge is that way, and I think Bryce is that way. And that may be it.
Yeah.
As much as I love Mike Trout, I think he can get away pretty anonymously with walking down most streets in this country. Bryce has got that it factor, there's no question. So to answer your question, I'd go big market.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.